Buckle up.
Yeah, I would say most everything you said there would be incorrect.
That's Dr. Galuza, president of Institute for Creation Research. And I just asked him, how do creationists explain very clear observable changes? And maybe not just in the engineering and like level of complexity, but there are micro evolutions of just things kind of being altered over time through survival of the fittest, and just the strongest and the best just keep getting bred, whereas like the weakest and the smallest die off and they don't reproduce. So how do you explain that?
Yeah, I would say most everything you said there would be incorrect. So I would immediately push back on
Oh.
all of those premises and presuppositions. I would say the observation is we see different varieties of different kinds of creatures, and whether you want to call those different species or whatever, that terminology is actually very, very vague on things. But we'll just say, so if you have of shrimp, we have different varieties of shrimp, and you're correct. There are some bigger shrimp and there are some smaller shrimp, but for all intents and purposes, they are different varieties. They are the same kind. And the way they get those different sizes is not due to survival of the fittest at all. It's not due to the competition between each other to get the scarce resources. That's a story that has just been made up, that's imposed on the observations to get people to think from an evolutionary perspective. I would answer one: survival of the fittest, just as the phrase is used, it's just a tautology. It's not explaining anything. The fittest survive. Well, why did they survive? It's because they're the fittest. And so survival of the fittest is not telling us anything. It just says survivors survive. And that's all it is. I would say the reason why some creatures would survive, or the better yet, since I don't even know whether it's death that's eliminating anything that's less fit, that's another observation that's imposed. I would say I get different varieties of these shrimp, big shrimp, small shrimp, and changes in these varieties because they have innate mechanisms which enable them to detect their changing environment around them, or if they've been moved to a different environment, they have innate mechanisms which enable them to adjust their size very purposefully adjust their size, which enables them to successfully solve the challenges in their environment. And that's why they live in those environments.